Coach from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now a first carry for Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Reset.
First carry for Lamar Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
Flush to his right. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Texans send the punter out. T.Y. Hilton deep for the Colts. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And it's taken in at the 9. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now it's Luck. And his first look is incomplete. Ryan Grant, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Luck. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. On first down, it's Luck. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And now it's second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
2nd and 10, Luck again. Throw left side complete. It's Doyle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you won't give up big chunks of...
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Watson, the catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Big Al Woods there to make the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1, you know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a 1st down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. To throw is Watson. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Al Woods with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. 3rd and long. It's Watson. Looking deep downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Luck. Caught left side by Hilton. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
1, 6, 22.
Out of the gun, Luck. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And take it right at the 35. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a 1st down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Here's Watson. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And he knocks it through. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Hines, and some room to maneuver. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Luck. This is caught. It's Ryan Grant. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. This is Hines. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to be met at about the 43. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Colts on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Locke. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the red zone now, Locke. And this one is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Throwing is Locke. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A pretty big 3rd down mistake right there.
No doubt about it, and everyone's going to be upset. But they have to get out of this now and go ahead and play. They could have someone come at them in a big way on the next down.
They'll run it here with Wilkins. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
There are certain drives in the game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
Go. We're rolling.
They'll run for it with Hines. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Nyheim Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
The good old toss play, and this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side, but the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield, otherwise that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In the tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he'll be taken down deep into Indianapolis territory. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Texans. 52 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry now for Miller. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. To throw on 2nd is Watson, escaping the pressure right. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Here's Locke. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
After the interception, here's Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Fighting through it. He's got space. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now 21-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Colts getting ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me.
Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. The four-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Here's Locke. Ebron with it over the middle. Give him 30 yards there. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Locke. Finds a seam inside the 40. Brought in over the middle by Graham. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Luck now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Locke. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Whitney Merciless in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
12.
Back to throw. Love. Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
After the run, Luck gonna throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Watson dumps it complete to Miller. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. If you're playing the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Luck now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Hines on a toss play. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Love. Now a hit, and Love lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, here's Love. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Shifts by him. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Richmond.
Now a first down throw, Watson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Back to throw, Watson. Flushed out right. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Love. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. The Colts on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Love. Out left side here to Bryant. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st down, Love. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks.
And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Watson now to throw. Underneath for Miller. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments. Well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. Second down, here's Watson. Being chased out left. Breaks a tackle, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Now a toss play, it's Hines. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Luck. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Desperation time for Luck on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory. And as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Jabal Sheard in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Hines. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Now a handoff to Miller. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Caught left side by Hilton. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. They run with Hines. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. His throw incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well. If they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Texans defense stands tall. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. And a timeout here. Timeout taken. Whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Texans, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Thank you.